What's up guys, if you're new to my channel, my name is Edwin and today we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about Laurier Brantford. So a little bit of background, I'm a UX design student going into my third year at Laurier Brantford, and I've had a lot of people DM me on Instagram and leave a bunch of comments on my YouTube videos asking about Laurier Brantford, and since I couldn't find any videos specifically about the Brantford campus, I'd figured I'd make a video myself. Also, I'm going to put timestamps in the description, so if you want to skip to any part of the video, just go ahead and do that. And now I have some notes on my phone, so we're going to start off with the stereotypes of Laurier Brantford. And one of the biggest things that I hear about Brantford all the time is that it's really sketchy, but I think it depends on where you grew up and what sketch really means to you. Like, I know that sounds a little bit weird, but I grew up in North York, Toronto, and it's like definitely really safe. Like, near the Markham area is also really safe. But if you go into like the deeper parts of downtown Toronto, you might encounter like a few like characters, I guess you could say. And I would say like Brantford is just the same. Since the campus is literally built into the downtown area, like naturally you're gonna see a few like people around, but the majority of the people walking around are students and like professors and just good people. So another stereotype that I hear all the time is that every single person you meet on campus is in crim, and low-key is kind of true. It's just because Laurier Brantford campus is like known for their criminology program, but there's also a bunch of other programs like the social work program, the UX design program, which I'm in, and like I don't want to leave anyone out, but there's game design. There's a lot of game design students, and again, it just depends on like who you talk to, and you'll find a bunch of random cool people. So next, I want to talk about the size of campus. So Laurier Brantford, in comparison to Laurier Waterloo, is smaller. Like, there's only around 2,600 undergrads, and like your biggest class might be around like 200 people. But I guess going along with that, it's actually super helpful because you feel more like a student and less of like a number. You know, you don't get lost with everyone around you, and you're actually able to like participate in class and like ask questions if you have anything. And low-key, all of the profs at Laurier Brantford are super nice, and they genuinely care about their students, and they just want us to succeed. This is gonna trigger a lot of the Brantford students, but I just want to talk about the BF courses. These are the Brantford Foundation courses, and every student at Laurier Brantford has to complete all 4 BF courses. So there are 4 BF courses that all students have to complete: BF 190, BF 199, BF 290, and BF 299. So the BF 190 courses are more about philosophy, and the BF 290 courses are more about like essay writing and citing. So some of this stuff you may have learned in high school. Like, I definitely learned how to use MLA and like APA in high school, but I know there's some people that didn't learn it. So I guess these courses can be useful for you, but nonetheless, you have to complete them. Yes, they're a little bit annoying, but still, we got to get them done. So next, I want to talk about the main buildings at Laurier Brantford. There's RCW, which is actually called the Research and Academic Center, or like RAC, but no one really calls it that. Instead, we just call it RCW, which is the west side of the building, and there's also an east side. So most of your classes will probably take place there. There's like 2 lecture halls that hold up to like around 200 or like 100 so people. And there's a bunch of other smaller lecture halls on the other floors. The other main building I want to talk about is the Carnegie building. This is the building that has like a giant dome, and it has like a giant staircase that goes all the way up. It also has a few lecture halls. There's a study space in the downstairs area. So the Carnegie building is usually just referenced as like a landmark for directions, because Brantford has a bunch of one-way streets, and it can definitely get super confusing. Low-key, I've been going to Brantford for like 2 years, and I don't think I can name like the main streets on campus. So next, I want to talk about residence. All the residences in Brantford are apartment style, meaning you live with a bunch of roommates, and you have your own kitchen, you have your own unit. Within the unit, there are a bunch of rooms, and those rooms can be either single rooms or double rooms. So first off, you don't get to choose what residence you live in, but if you're planning on moving in with someone, you can like make like these roommate codes when you're applying for residence, and then you can like pair it with them. There are 5 residences at Brantford: Expositor Place, Grand River Hall, Lucy Marco Place, Post House, and Wilkes House. But normally we just call it Expo, GRH, LMP, POHO, and Wilkes. So Expo is the newest building in Brantford. It can hold up to 216 students, and each suite holds 3 to 7 students. Expo also has a bunch of student lounges, meeting rooms, and they even have an underground parking facility. So if you have your own car, you're able to apply for a parking pass and use it. So the thing about Expo is that all the laundry facilities are located in the basement. So if you live on like the top floor, you gotta take the elevator all the way down just to do your laundry. So next is GRH, which is actually the building that I lived in my first year, and it was super awesome. Like, I think the rooms there are actually the biggest, and like there's even like a library in the basement, and there's some classrooms on the main floor, including the game lab. So if you're in game design and you're in the GRH building, it's super easy to get to class. You just take the elevator down, and that's it. Low-key, some of my friends in game design in first year, like they'd have class at like maybe noon, and they'd wake up at like 11:50 and just take the elevator, and they would never be late. Each floor on GRH actually has their own laundry machines, so that's super convenient. Like, I lived on the 5th floor, and We just like had a little laundry board and we'd take turns with the laundry with that, which was super convenient. Service Laurier is also located in GRH. This is super helpful as well if you ever need help with your one card or with just finances. LMP is one of the largest residences at Brantford, and it can hold up to 112 single rooms within 28 apartment style suites. And again, just like Expo, all the laundry facilities are located in the basement, so it might be a little bit inconvenient if you live on the top floor. POHO is located in the middle of campus and it's super close to RCW, so if you have class, I think there's literally a back door that you can just like walk through and then you're right in front of RCW. So just like LMP, POHO only has single rooms. I think there's around like 50 or like 60 single rooms. POHO's laundry facilities are also in the basement, and I think there's only like 4 washers and 4 dryers. So if you're going to be doing your laundry, you definitely got to schedule that. So Wilkes House is kind of the weird residence in my opinion. Not because like any of the people that were in there in my first year were weird. Like, no. It's just because like it can be like really big and it can hold up to like 8 people. It's really confusing. I think there's even an apartment suite that had like a downstairs area. But Wilkes House has 38 single rooms and 1 double room in like 7 suites. So there's only 7 suites, but it can hold a bunch of people. It's kind of weird. If any of that was confusing, I'm going to leave a few links in the description so you can take a look at it yourself. When you're applying for residence, I think there's also an option where you can like check off learning clusters. And that's basically where you're able to live with people that are in the same program as you. So I think there's a game design learning cluster, a law learning cluster. But yeah, it can be helpful if you just want to like work with your roommates or something. I don't know. So next, I want to talk about the meal plan at Laurier Brantford. So unlike Laurier Waterloo, we don't have like a cafeteria or like a dining hall. So instead, we load money onto our one card and you're able to use that money at the Fresco and any other restaurant on campus that accepts it. So that includes like Golden Grounds, which is like a cafe. There's the Works, which is like a burger spot. There's a place called 9 North, which is a pho place. It's super bomb in my opinion. There's a Booster Juice opening up next year, so nice. So the YMCA was finally completed in my first year, so I was actually able to use it. And like all students are able to get in just by using their one card, and we just scan it with the smaller barcode. Yeah, it's super nice. There's a giant swimming pool, there's a cardio area, there's a yoga area, there's like weights obviously. There's 3 squat racks. I think there's a bunch of, I don't remember how many benches there are. But yeah, it's super new, so all the equipment is like nice and like they clean everything. It's super awesome. So low-key, there's not a lot of things to do within campus, but you're able to take the bus for free with our one card and just go to like places like the mall. For shopping, there's a place called the Linden Park Mall, and most students go there for like the H&M, the Winners, Blue Notes. There's a food court. But yeah, people go there on the weekends. Oh, and there's also like bare thrift shops. Holy, how did I not talk about thrifting? The thrift scene at Brantford is like so good. Like there's a Value Village, there's Plato's, there's Salvation Army, and like there's so many gems in Brantford. Like this is where I found like the, hold on, I gotta show it off again. So I copped both of these pieces at like thrift stores in Brantford. Like, I copped this Burberry looking piece at a Value Village, and I copped this denim jacket at a Salvation Army for only $7. Like what? If you guys are into thrifting, Brantford is super good for that. There's also a movie theater. I think it's Galaxy. It's like similar to Cineplex. There's also a bunch of bowling places. I've never been bowling, but I heard it's pretty good. In like the fall season, there's the Brantwood Farm, which is like super awesome. I've never been there as well, but there's like pumpkins, there's like corn mazes. It can be really fun. So my first year, Students Union did this thing where they're selling tickets to Canada's Wonderland for Halloween Haunt. It was super fun. Like they just gave us tickets at a discounted price, and like they even had a bus get us there. There's also a bunch of FYLP events. Oh man, I have to talk about FYLP now. So FYLP stands for First Year Leadership Program. And for any of you first years who are going to Laurier Brantford, I would highly suggest you to sign up for these programs because it's such an amazing way to meet people and like it's such an amazing way to get involved on campus. So there's Art Hawks, RAC or Residence Athletic Council, BRC or Brantford Residence Council, and Sustainability Council. I was in Art Hawks in my first year and we threw a bunch of events related to art, including like Bob Ross paint night, like we even had a coffee house. Residence Athletic Council is good for people who are into athletics, so like just working out or doing sports. Brantford Residence Council is good for people who just want to like meet people in their residences. And Sustainability Council is good for people who are into being green and eco-friendly. And I guess if you're not in FYLP, I would highly suggest you guys to attend these events because again, it's a great way to meet people on campus and the students work really hard to prepare these events. Lastly, I want to talk about the social life and the party scene at Laurier Brantford. So a little bit of a disclaimer, I'm not much of a party person, but I went out in my first year and I go out here and there. So there are definitely parties on campus, you just have to find them and you just have to know about them. I do not condone underage drinking and you're not allowed to have like straight up parties in your residences. If you do want to party and drink, Go out, don't drink in residence, don't mess up the place. If you mess up the place, you gotta pay for it. Don't be stupid. There's a few bars on campus, including the Rose and Thistle, Hudson, and there's a club on campus called Envy, and on Thursdays it's students only, so you don't have to worry about any weird people like around you. I think that's everything on my list, but if you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, or feel free to DM me on Instagram here. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and stay tuned for more content about Laurier. See you guys in the next video. Peace.